Hey guys, this is Malinki. Welcome back to my channel Voice of Malinki. So today we will talk about a very important topic in zoology, that is parasites. And if you are new in my channel, please subscribe my channel, and if you like my video, please do like, comment and share my video. Let's talk about parasites. So basically a parasite is an organism that lives in another organism. So it is an organism that lives in another organism called the host. So basically parasite lives in the host and often harms it. So sometimes a parasite harms its host. It depends on its host for survival. So basically parasites are dependent on their hosts for their survival purpose. Without a host, a parasite cannot live, grow and multiply. So without a host, a parasite cannot live, grow and multiply. And for this reason, it rarely kills the host. But it can spread disease. Because if they kill their hosts, they will no longer be able to live, grow and multiply. There are three types of parasites that can cause diseases in humans. First one is the protozoa, second is helminths and third is ectoparasites. So protozoa and helminths come under endoparasites. So endo means inside. So these parasites live inside the host. Protozoa and helminths are coming under this group. And ectoparasites, so basically ecto means outside. So they live outside the host. So two types of parasites are there, endoparasites and ectoparasites. And under endoparasites, protozoa and helminths will come. Let's discuss them one by one. First is the protozoa. So basically protozoa is one-celled organism. That is very important to remember. Protozoa is one-celled organism. One-celled organism. It has only one cell. Therefore it is microscopic. You cannot see them in your naked eye because they have only one cell. They are either free living or parasitic. That means sometimes they live freely and they don't require any hosts, and sometimes they are parasitic and they require their hosts. So based on their mode of movement, protozoa are of four types. First one is Sarcodina or amoebae. They move by extending their pseudopodia. So in this case, the cell contains pseudopodia like amoeba. That's why they are Sarcodina or amoebae. Example is Entamoeba histolytica. Entamoeba histolytica is a protozoa that infect humans and causes the disease amoebiasis. So amoebiasis is the disease that is caused by Entamoeba histolytica. Second is Mastigophora or flagellates. So they have flagella. They have flagella. So they move by waving their flagella. Example is Giardia. It infects humans and causes diarrhea. So Giardia is a flagellate, or it is a parasite that infects us and causes diarrhea. Second example in this group is Leishmania. They also infect human and cause the disease Leishmaniasis. So Leishmaniasis is a disease that is caused by Leishmania, that will also come under this group. Third is Celiophora or ciliates. They have cilia. So the name itself, from the name itself you can understand that they have cilia and they move by lashing their cilia. Example is Balantidium. Balantidium is the example. It infects humans and causes the disease Balantidiasis. So the disease Balantidiasis is caused by Balantidium. Fourth is Sporozoa. So they are basically spore producing cells. They can form spores. And the adults lack organs of motility. So the adults in this group, the adults are immobile. They cannot move because they lack organs of their motility. Example is Plasmodium. It infects humans and causes malaria. So Plasmodium is one more type of protozoa that causes malaria. Okay. Next is helminths. So helminths are basically multicellular organism. So we have seen that protozoa are single-celled organism and helminths are multicellular organism, and they are visible to our naked eye. They are either free living or parasitic. So sometimes they live freely and sometimes they are parasitic and they require the host. There are three types of helminths. First one is flatworms or platyhelminths. Example, tapeworms and flukes. They have a complex life cycle with at least two hosts. So they require the host for their survival, but they require at least two hosts. And the primary host where they sexually reproduce. So in the primary hosts, they can reproduce sexually, and the intermediate host where their asexual reproduction takes place. So basically in the primary host, the sexual reproduction takes place, and in the intermediate host, they get matured. They get older and they get matured in the intermediate host. So for tapeworm, human is the primary host, and the grazing animal such as a cow is the intermediate host. So for tapeworm, it completes its sexual reproduction in human and then get matured in the body of cow. And for flukes, human is the primary host again and snail is the intermediate host. So in case of flukes, they get sexually matured or they reproduce sexually in the primary host, that is in human, and they are getting matured in the body of snail, because asexual reproduction takes place in the body of snail. Next is acanthocephalins. So they also have a complex life cycle with at least two hosts. So here acanthocephalins will also come under helminths. So in helminths we have seen flatworms and then we will see the acanthocephalins. They also have a complex life cycle with at least 2 hosts. Example is Macracanthorancus hirudinaceus. Macracanthorancus hirudinaceus. Mouthful of name is this. So human is the primary host for them and insect is the intermediate host. So again they need 2 hosts where human is the primary host and insect is the intermediate host. Acanthocephalins are also called thorny headed worms or spiny headed worms. So they are also called thorny headed worms or spiny headed worms. They get their name from proboscis, containing spines that they use to punch into the gut of human to anchor them. So here we can see this is the body of acanthocephalins and they have the proboscis. This is the long proboscis they have and the proboscis contains number of spines or thorns. And those spines or thorns are basically used to punch into the gut of human to anchor them. That's why they have the names like thorny headed worms or spiny headed worms. They reside in the gastrointestinal tract of humans. So in the gastrointestinal tract they reside. Third is roundworm. So roundworm will also come under helminths. So 3 types of helminths are there: flatworm, acanthocephalins and then roundworms. Example is ascaris. So human is the only host for them because they don't require any intermediate host. They require only one host, that is human in this case. They live in the small intestine. So they basically live in the small intestine and they cause the disease ascariasis. So ascariasis is the disease that is caused by ascaris or roundworm. So all of them were endoparasites because we have seen that they reside inside the body of the host. Now we will see what is ectoparasite. So they basically live on the outside of its host. Example is fleas and lice. So lice are found in human head and feed on human blood. Lice are found in human head and they feed on the human blood. And fleas are found in skin of dogs and cats and they feed on their blood. So this is all about parasites.